this week's big color ad in the paper or go to bobwinescamelliagardens.net. Then hurry on over. You'll probably find just what you're looking for, like the picture plant for just $6.99, a string of pearl for only $9.99. More things like lemongrass, lavender, angel trumpet, all kinds of ajuga, and that summertime favorite, tibuchina. You'll find lots and lots of the unordinary in this one-of-a-kind garden and nursery experience. It's Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens Nursery, Garden Center, and Landscaping, located on Southeast 38th Street, just east of Blake Weir Avenue. They're open daily till 4:30, Saturdays till 3:30, in the same blooming place for going on 70 years.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community, On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named, the man, the myth, the only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person, it's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Thursday, I waited to talk about this story so I could see everything that happened over the last couple weeks, and now I bring on Sue Mosley. She runs a political blog here on Facebook. Plus, she is a former school board member. She's in touch with the political people and pundits of this area. Sue, good morning to you.
Good morning, Tom. How are you?
Good. Let me set the stage for everybody. There are two school board members that it has come to light in the last couple weeks. One, because they posted that they have a new home, and they were very proud of their new home, and they were showing it off, and then people saying, welcome to the neighborhood, and then people knowing where the neighborhood is because they know the people that said welcome to the neighborhood, and lo and behold, it finds out that this home of this school board member is not in the district they were elected in. We're talking about school board member Beth McCall, that this house now is outside of the district that she is serving on the school board. And then Eric Cummings, Pastor Eric Cummings, has a house in Dunellen and a house in Ocala. The house in Dunellen is in the district that he represents, but by his own admission, that's his weekend home where they go and, recreate and everything. That his wife's homesteaded the house in Ocala, so it looks like he lives outside the district he's representing as well. But they qualified because Wesley Wilcox, a lot of people say this is Wesley Wilcox's fault. All Wesley can do is say, they gave me an affidavit. The affidavit says they live in the district. I qualify them. That's all Wesley by law can do. He's not an investigative arm to go out and see if people actually live where they say they live. If they lie on the affidavit, that's a whole different issue. So now we have two school board members that it looked like are living outside their districts, but when they got elected, technically, I guess they were living in their district according to their affidavits. Beth McCall was living in the district that she was elected for at the time. Are they breaking any law here, Sue, or because they were in the district when they got elected, is that okay, or must they remain in the district? You're a former school board member. Must you remain in the district you're elected for the whole time of your term?
Yes, you must, according to state statute, which is a law. So at what point, and here's the question, I understand Wesley Wilcox is not the person to be liable or enforce this, but who is? And this has been a problem for many, many, many years. I'm sure before Bobby James, but Bobby James was one of the first that I recall doing this same thing, not representing the Dunellen area of which he was elected to represent, and living in Citrus Park in Ocala. So, the Dunellen area has never had proper representation, and for some reason can't come up with a viable candidate who wants to run for their district to be represented on the school board. The Beth McCall case is really very unexpected for those of us who know Beth, because she's always been kind of a forthright, upstanding person, and I'm not saying that she's not, but she also ran as a Republican, and she's been a dyed-in-the-wool, lifelong Democrat. So she's another one of these people who changed parties because Marion County is basically a conservative county, and the Democrats believe you have to be a Republican to win, and then you can input your philosophy, your liberal philosophy, and do whatever you want. And here's a perfect case. She first claimed that she checked with the state and got an exemption, which is not true because there are no exemptions in this statute. There just aren't. We have districts for a reason, district representation for a reason. So when you move out of your district and you violate the statute or the law, that then becomes fraud. So who enforces a fraudulent school board member or county commissioner or whatever the case? I mean, you know yourself, there have been people, Lori Conrad, Sheila Arnett, Earl Arnett, when he got elected to the county commission. Now, the county commission, you have 6 weeks to move into your district if you win. They watched, Earl's opponent watched him every day for 6 weeks till he moved into his district. So, like I said, if you're going to make an exception for one, you might as well remove the law, remove the statute, or enforce it. So that's where we're at with this. And I can tell you, in 2005, when I was on the school board, I was the last school board member to ask for redistricting of board member districts, 2005. And we did it. It took a year and a half because there's it's a long, elaborate process. You get it not necessarily on the ballot, but it has to go before the state and this and that. And we changed districts in 2005. And that was the last time. So Beth, knowing she was going to move, her house has been for sale for almost 2 years. She could have put forth the effort to change districts. She didn't move too far out of her district. She could have redistricted the county if she needed to.
I just don't understand. Now, my question, and you hit it on the head, and I don't know the answer to it, and it seems that you're asking the same question. Now that they're out of the district, although Eric Cummings will tell you he's still in the district because his weekend house is his residence. Where do we go? Does somebody call the governor's office and say, hey, here's what we got down here, violation of the state statute? Or does somebody go to the state attorney's office and say, hey, they're breaking the law here, and it doesn't seem that they're going to resign or anything, so that's fraud. What is the next step that the citizenry can do or that somebody can do to try to right this wrong?
Well, that's a great question, and all of us have been kind of beating our heads about that. I have been encouraging people, you need to write to the governor's office, email them, write whatever, and let them know this is going on. But I don't know, does this fall on the sheriff? The state attorney is a great one. I don't know. Nobody seems to know because this has been passed around. The ethics committee doesn't want to touch it. I mean, like I said, this is not the first time this is happening, and people have tried to report this before, and nothing is being done. So now it's come down to, I think, people need to start, saying, listen, either enforce the statute or remove it. Because if you're not going to enforce it, and I mean, I hate it, and I hate to even say this, but Beth made public comments to the Ocala Gazette that she knows she's not in the district, her husband's not well, she's closer to a hospital, she's not leaving her position until somebody forces her to. Well, is that, I don't want to say the middle finger, but,
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of attitude is that? I mean, this is the same woman, who's enforcing laws for students and sitting over quasi-judicial expulsions of students. Well, you have to follow the law, but I don't.
Well,
I have such a problem with that.
And I got a question I'm going to ask you. We're going to take a break. We come back. I got a question about somebody we hadn't heard from on this issue, and I'm going to ask you why you think that is. We'll do that next. You're listening to Ocala Talk. Sue Mosley, she's on with us talking about school board members living outside of their district. Is it okay? Well, it doesn't seem like it. It seems like it's against the law. We'll talk more about it on the other side of this break. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Hi, I'm Lori.
Hi, I'm Vanessa.
We are
The American Moms.
Join us Monday through Friday,
10:30 to 11 a.m.
on WOCA Radio
96.3 FM
and 1370 AM, The Source. So that wasn't so bad, was it? See, you're going to like radio. It's a lot of fun. And you have to talk. I can't, you have to respond. Just respond to me.
American Moms is brought to you by Stanfield Chiropractic. The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
Yep, we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
WOCA. Ocala.
Career Source. Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first Wednesday of each month at 9:30 to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named, the man, the myth, the only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person, it's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. We're talking with Sue Mosley, former school board member. She also runs a political blog on Facebook. It's Marion Political Forum, is that right? Marion County Political Forum, is that right?
Yes, Marion County Political Forum.
Yeah, there's so many of them, but only one I'm a member of, and that's yours, by the way.
I was the original.
Yeah, and actually caused so much consternation from the liberals that you had to start the page over again.
I just started the page over, well, and then they started their own. They finally, but like anything else with liberals, they're copycats. So.
Yeah, so what are you going to do? Yeah. Hey, I got a concern, and here's my concern. There is a officer of the court that attends every school board meeting. He is the school board attorney, but he's also an officer. As an attorney, he is an officer of the court. By the way, just like Beth McCall's husband is an officer of the court. But the school board attorney is an officer of the court. An officer of the court is bound by their duty to report any criminal activity that they knowingly know of. Where's the school attorney on this issue? Because they're violating a state statute, which is a law. How is he not bound by his oath as a lawyer to not report this law, this breaking of the law, to the state's attorney's office?
Yeah, and I don't understand that either. And I know this current attorney has only been with this board maybe a year and a half, 2 years tops. I'm not sure where they get their training. Now, when I was on the board, we had a very seasoned attorney there, and she slapped my hand on more than one occasion. And she, you got called into her office on a regular basis. So, I spent 4 years as chairman of the board, so I worked with her diligently. So I don't understand that question either, or why he's not doing anything about it. But I'm going to push your buttons a little bit on this, Tom, because we've talked about this a lot. And part of this, I blame locally, because you and I've said this to you how many times in the last 3 months, and this goes for county commission, school board, city council, all of them. Nobody's doing anything. These politicians are getting away with murder. They're doing nothing because the Star Banner quit reporting. Ocala Gazette, she's now coming out with a great team of reporters, and she's trying to report on government. But you were the only guy that was doing any kind of reporting, and of course, you're limited to time, so you can't do everything. But no one is watching the hen house, and these people are paid by us. And some of them are paid really, really
well.
And they're getting away with doing absolutely nothing, because when you're a politician, if you don't upset the apple cart, nobody's talking about you, and you fly under the radar, and you get reelected because you're cute, or you can sing God Bless America, or your signs were pretty. So this is the problem, and this is what aggravates me. And it's just like you said, why are we not holding the feet of the attorney to the fire on this one? Why are we all scratching our heads going, God, the law's being broke, and we're watching it be broke, but nobody's going to do a damn thing about it?
Yeah, because...
And that's where we're at with this.
Because I would think the lawyer faces some ethics issues by not reporting this, because it's clear Beth McCall has admitted to the Ocala Gazette. She's even put the house that she lives in on Facebook, and people that live in the neighborhood have said, welcome to the neighborhood. So we know the neighborhood she moved to. We know it's clearly not in the district. We clearly.
Well, and I understand that this is not under Wesley Wilcox's jurisdiction, but he is the supervisor of elections, and a fraud is being occurred or happening in front of us. Why is he not guiding us? Well, here's the steps you have to take. This is what you have. Instead of you and I on the radio going, I don't know, is it the sheriff? Is it the state attorney? Is it the lawyer? Who is it? Why doesn't Wesley know the answer to that? Or let's go further. Let's go to the governor's office. We should be able to pick up the phone and go, whose jurisdiction is this, and where do I call? What paperwork do I fill out? But everybody is, blaming the next guy. Well, it's not us. It's ethics. No, it's not ethics. It's the review committee. It's not them. It's the governor's office. Nobody knows. So do away with the damn statute then, and don't have districts.
And by the way, I'm not at all calling Beth McCall out, because I think Beth does a good job. I think Beth, I like Beth. Beth and I have known each other a while. But if she blatantly, as she said to the Ocala Gazette, look, I'm not moving until they either tell me I have to leave office or my term's up. I'm going to perform my duties I was elected to do, and I'm going to live outside the district. That's
100%. I mean, I love Beth. We were neighbors. We've been friends for 30 years. We're probably not friends anymore. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter. But the point is, it's just like I said, you're instilling rules and laws on students and parents and citizens of Marion County, but yet you don't have to follow them yourself. And that's where I have a problem. I have always my campaign philosophy was always very fair. What's good on the west side of town better be good on the east side of town. What's happening in the north better be happening in the south. It better be consistent countywide.
100%.
And that goes for laws.
Hold on real quick. Let's go out. Hey, you're on with Sue and Tom.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, this is Sonny calling. My idea of the school board having districts and requiring the school board member to be in the district is so that they have direct contact with the people and students in the district, and that was why they were set up originally.
That is actually correct, Sonny. Thanks for the call. That's what a lot of people are saying. The districts were set up so that you were able to be in contact with the schools in your district, your constituents in your district, and they had access to you. Well, if you don't live in the district, they don't have that access.
Right. Well, and the argument on that from their side of it is well, we deal with all the schools and we deal with all the districts, and okay, all right, then do away with district voting, district representation. Then, make it all at large positions, and again, if you're going to violate the law or not follow the rule, then get the rules and the laws changed.
Yes.
Because you don't get to preach on what's right and what's wrong while you're breaking the rule or the law.
and how it's not fraudulent. And I know that you know there's a gray area there, I think, is what the state's saying. But the fact that Pastor Eric Cummings, by the way, let me reiterate that. Pastor Eric Cummings is living in a house with his wife in Ocala that she homesteads in her name, but he's got the vacation home or the weekend home that he says is his actual residence, which, by the way, he doesn't live in. It's documented that he doesn't live in, but it's in Denellen, so it's in the district he represents. That's just as egregious to me as Beth McCall said, and that's just as big a thumb to the nose of this process as Beth McCall saying, look, I live outside the district. I didn't when I got elected, but I do now, and unless the governor removes me, I'm going to continue to live outside the district and serve my constituents. To me, Eric Cummings has done the same nose thumb. Look, I don't live out there, but it's my house, so it's in the district. That's all that matters.
Absolutely. Well, and here comes the big politically incorrect statement from Sue Mosley. Now we have three people, Allison Campbell, Eric Cummings, and Beth McCall, all three representing, I think it's District 2, whatever the number is, which represents a small portion of southeast Ocala or southwest Ocala and Silver Spring Shores to Lake Weir, you know, and they're probably getting less, that area is probably getting less as far as school board participation in that area than any area of the county, you know, because, you know, again, we're coming up on another election cycle and people want to keep their jobs, but they're not catering to those areas. So there's three people representing one district, you know, two other districts that are no longer getting representation. And, you know, what are they doing? What are they doing for anybody?
By the way, the only person elected to represent the district you're talking about is Allison Campbell. Beth McCall and Eric Cummings are not elected to represent that district.
Right.
So, but three of them live in that. Three people live in that district. Yeah, exactly.
That's my point. They're not getting, their districts aren't getting represented, and the district that all three of them are in is not getting 3 times the amount of help.
Right. So I think that I've answered my own question talking to you today. I think I'm going to reach out to the state attorney's office as a media member and say, why is it the school board attorney duty bound to report to you when laws are broken? And see what the state attorney tells me. Because that, to me, if the school board attorney knows they're living outside the district, and by the way, he knows Beth McCall is because Beth McCall admitted she's living outside the district. If that's a violation of the statute, and a statute is a law, we've gotten confirmation a statute is a law. Well, then if she's breaking the law, is it the school board attorney duty bound by his oath as a lawyer to report any kind of law that's being broken to the state attorney's office? I need to know that answer.
It's time that, and no one's better to do it than you, and it's time that the media finally took a stand on this because this continues to happen. You know, look what, you know, isn't this what happened with Tyrone? Was he out of the district, or what was with Tyrone Oliver? Why did he get?
No, he was a convicted felon.
Oh, and that was in their charter. Okay. Well, this continues to happen in all facets of elected officials in this county for some reason, and now it's becoming more blatant and more like, I don't care.
And this is, by the way, this is a group that oversees the largest budget in Marion County. And by the way, with property values, it was reported that property values are at an all-time high, and they don't have, they get a bigger property value than the tax collector does because they don't succumb to the homestead laws with the school board, so you don't get that $25,000 or whatever it is discount on your taxes because of homestead with the school board. So this is a group that it's very important that they're law-abiding citizens.
They're also the largest employer in
Marion County. Yes.
Now, school board members are an employee of the state as well as the school board, so they're violating rules the same. It's just like I said about students. They also oversee over quasi-judicial incidents with employees and employee infractions and employee rule breaking. So, again, the hypocrisy.
They oversee expulsions and stuff like that of students.
They're firing employees and expelling students on a regular basis for violating a rule or a law that they're also breaking rules and laws. So I just, that's where I can't get past that. I mean, I have a problem with that.
Well,
no different than a convicted felon serving on an office. If it's the rule. It's the rule.
The rule is
law.
there for a reason, and either if you violate it, resign, or go back to not violating the law. So, it seems kind of cut and dry to me. Sue, thanks for coming in. Thanks for calling in on the phone this morning to discuss this, what is becoming a ticking time bomb, really, in Marion County.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for your contribution.
Thanks, Tom. We'll see you.
Sue Mosley. You always get an opinion out of Sue. We'll be right back. Hour number 2, Vets Helping Vets. Veterans News next. Right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Tim Berg.
The FBI is blaming Russia for a cyber attack on the world's largest meat supplier. JBS was hit over the holiday weekend and forced to shut down all 9 of its beef processing plants. JBS saying they will resume production at all of their plants on Thursday. Democrats and Republican lawmakers on Wednesday visited the Texas border with Mexico as part of their push for legislation to respond to the surge of illegal immigrants. Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott also issuing a disaster declaration earlier this week, which directs state troopers to enforce all federal and state criminal laws.
We're about to change the way that Texas addresses the challenges on the border, and we're going to start by helping these 34 counties respond by increasing arrests.
Abbott speaking there on Fox News. This is USA Radio News.
Recently, Facebook announced its ban on former President Trump, but promised to review the ban in 6 months. Now, Newsmax wants to know if you think Trump should be back on Facebook. Vote in Newsmax's national poll and let us know your opinion. Just text the word NORTH to 39747. That's NORTH to 39747.